everybody. Welcome to the Midwest Digital Marketing Conference Facebook Live series. I am so excited to have you guys here today for our 2021 series where we sit down and we talk to some of our awesome speakers, marketing experts, just all around awesome people. So first, let me introduce myself. If we have not met, my name is Brianna Smith, and I am the Executive Director of the Midwest Digital Marketing Conference, an all-around marketing nut. And so today, I'm really excited to kick off our first episode with one of my favorite people in general, Vanessa Cabrera. She's an award-winning online marketing consultant and dynamic speaker. If you have seen her at MBMC, you know what I'm talking about. She travels the country helping passionate entrepreneurs understand how to use social media to skyrocket their online visibility, and she just helps them show the world who they are. The ultimate creative heart, together with her unique ability to clearly see how her clients can become absolute rock stars, it's what makes her such a force to be reckoned with. Entrepreneurs across the country turn to Vanessa when they're done playing small and they're ready to turn their likes into sales and their followers into customers. So please welcome Vanessa.
What's up? Hello.
How are you?
It's so good to see. I know we're like,
you too.
Hey, how are you?
So have you been since the previous MDMC, so last year?
I have been at home, like most.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
I've been up to all kinds of stuff. No, yeah. I've been at home, mostly doing virtual events. Although I did go to Florida for about almost a month.
Oh, wow.
To just get out.
I mean, if you gotta work from somewhere, I might as well be the beach.
Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly. So I did make it there, although I think I should have gone now because I don't know if you guys can see my fireplace going because I'm in Chicago and let's see, it's 6 degrees here. So I'm inside again.
Yeah, it's here in St. Louis, it is quite chilly as well.
Yeah.
I am, we went from like, okay, it's freezing.
Right. Yes, exactly. Real
quickly.
Yeah.
So can you, for those of our viewers who have not seen you speak before at MDMC, which I feel bad for you. I'm just kidding.
You're so sweet.
Can you tell them a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah. So hello, guys. What's going on? My name is Vanessa Cabrera. I'm an online marketing consultant, and I help my clients understand how to market themselves on social media so they actually land clients, right? That they actually get customers. I'm the founder of the ATM, All Things Marketing, which is my online marketing membership, and the Money Making Marketing Implementer, which is the way my clients work privately with me. And that's where we throw down a custom designed social media marketing plan based on their persona. Yes, it's got to be you that comes out, and their business goals. So that's me.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited for today's chat. We have some good, or at least I have some good questions lined up, I think. Toot my own horn. But so how today's interview will work, if you have not joined us for one of our Facebook Lives before, I will be chatting with Vanessa with some of the questions I have for her about what she does and marketing and her session at MDMC. But if you have any questions at any point, whether you're watching live or after the fact, throw them in the comments. We'll try to answer them all live, and then we'll also come back and we'll answer them in the comments as well after the fact if you weren't able to join us live. All right, so I'm going to jump into my first question.
Hit it.
So you talk a lot about online rockstar visibility. What does that mean?
Yeah. So that's the title of my session for MDMC 21. Is how to increase your online visibility to rockstar status. But a lot of people may see that title, and I create that title purposely. So meaning that when they come to my session, what I consider rockstar status isn't necessarily all about numbers, right? Like when we're talking social media, when we're talking about social media marketing, I think a lot of people get so wrapped up in what I call vanity numbers, where they're just concerned about their followers, right? Like I got to get to 10,000 Instagram followers, right? Or I have to get to, 20,000 people in my Facebook group, and my email list has got to be this like ginormous thing. And that's just not the case at all. That's not what rockstar means when you're visible. So what I interpret online rockstar visibility to mean is that when you are present with your audience and creating content and being consistent and all the stuff that we always talk about, us crazy online marketers, is the fact that you're known for what you do when you post. That's the difference. So it's not always about being visible and look at me all the time. I know people kind of think that way. And even when I talk to like some prospects, they're like, well, I don't want it to be just all about me, right? And so I can tell they're watching me. I can tell that they've been watching me, and I'm like, okay, but you're missing the underlying idea or strategy of showing up to your audience, because half the time it's really not about me, it's really about my knowledge, right? So that's all online rockstar visibility is. It's like the minute you post, she's a motivational speaker, she's a realtor, right? She's a social media marketing person, she's a speaker, he's a trainer, whatever the case may be. That to me is where you reach rockstar status when it comes to your social media marketing strategy, right? When your audience already knows who you are, how you throw down, your expertise, you've positioned yourself as an expert in such a way that you stay top of mind when someone actually needs your products and services. So that to me is when you've reached rockstar status. It's not just all these people watching and, you've grown this huge following. That really has nothing to do with it. My methodology has always been quality over quantity. Always.
Yes.
I would much rather have, right? I would much rather have
100%.
Yeah, a Facebook group with like 500 people in it. But if like they're hella engaged and I'm really able to help them, right? And other people are helping them, then I don't care about reaching to like a 20,000, people Facebook group that no one's talking or everyone's marketing themselves. No one listens to each other. So that to me is much more valuable. So that's what I consider online rockstar visibility.
I love that. Especially, I know everyone's like, I want 1 million views and I want this. I'm like, well, if it's 1 million views of people who aren't going to buy your product, what's the
right? Exactly. Like, okay, we get 1 million views. Now what?
And what now? So when we're, now we know what online rockstar visibility is, but we've kind of talked about this, but what's the benefit of increasing your visibility specifically?
Yeah. Well, I've always told my clients and any of my followers, you can't help anyone if they don't know you exist, right? So you just have to show up. There's no if or and buts about it, right? And a lot of times what I help my clients, as I was kind of like reviewing last year and, with COVID and what was going on, a lot of people, they understand social media. They understand the power of it. They know that they have to be online, right? And especially now in 2020, they had like no choice. So I think that was like a pro of COVID, is that like it kind of forced them into the online world and trying to figure it out, right? So what we worked on though is when increasing their visibility is like their fear factor, which was really interesting. So I'm not a mindset coach. I'm not, anything. A lot of times there has to be like some sort of foundation, because I think everyone has like something epic to share. I really do feel like everyone knows something of value that I think the world needs to know, but they have to show up, right? And so 9 times out of 10, I'm helping my clients kind of face their fear or work on their confidence, because it's no joke. It's not easy. By no means, like going live or, posting what you really want to say. Right. So the benefit of increasing your visibility is just for, your audience to be able to see you and to be able to really get to know who you are and how you can help them. But they'll never know unless you show up. So that's really like the bottom line benefit of increasing your online visibility, is just putting yourself out there and letting people know that how you can help.
How about, let them find you. You have something to share.
Yes, 100%.
So What is the one thing that you think that someone could do to increase their online visibility today? If they were like, okay, I heard Vanessa talking, I need to get going on
I need
this.
to get out there.
Yeah, what is the one thing that they could start doing right now to increase their visibility?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I'm like my mind's going with all these ideas. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's one. Here's one I talk about a lot, and it's something that you guys can do like right now, today, right? So a lot of people wonder, with these big influencers who have like this massive following, right? Like 50,000 people on Instagram, or whatever the case may be, and they're getting all these views or whatever the case may be. But I want to let you know that they didn't get there alone. They did not do it on their own. No way, no how. And so, but how they got there faster was that they utilized what I like to call OPAs, other people's audiences, right?
I like that.
So
Okay.
you need to, so one thing that you could do to increase your visibility like super fast today is get in front of other people's audiences. Like, yes, you're going to continue to grow your following and your audience and all that stuff by creating content. But how I've increased my visibility and the followers I've had is by getting in front of other people's audiences, like live streaming shows. Hi, right? Like submit yourself to being interviewed live. Or if you're a blogger, right? If you communicate better by writing, then you can submit yourself to guest blog. I mean, I'm sure your website is phenomenal and you love it and the visitors love it too. But I have a feeling that, like Forbes' website may be getting a little bit more hits than yours, right? Dad. So leverage that, right? Like that's how people have grown their audiences immensely and very, very quickly, is by getting in front of other people's audiences. So I always recommend to my clients, I always talk about the marketing feel good method. And so what does that mean? So this is coming into like content talk, but like, when you're creating content or submitting yourself to be a guest blogger, now on a podcast, live streamers, all that stuff, Clubhouse, right? Clubhouse is loaded. Is that, so you need to understand that when you're doing this, they're looking for content.
Yeah.
They're literally looking for you. So people are always like, well, I don't know this and that. And I'm like, I am telling you, girl, there's a podcast, there's a live stream, there is somebody out there looking for you to interview, because just like everybody else, they're looking for new content. Always. So one thing that you absolutely can do right now, which is very easy, is just kind of start with Google, right? If you just don't start with Google, and if you communicate better with live streams or being, video, then start looking for live streaming shows where you can submit yourself. If you communicate better with writing than blogging, like these huge blogging websites, to see if you could be a guest blog and get in front of that audience, podcast, whatever. So just submit yourself to get in front of other people's audiences, and I guarantee you, your followers will grow immensely, rather than you thinking that you have to do it all on your own, that you have to grow your followers all on your own, because that's not how these influencers got there. They're constantly partnering with each other, right? These big influencers, like whatever they're doing, and that's how they've leveraged each other's audiences, and that's something that people can absolutely do right now too.
I feel like people, they want to help others. There is that community. So leverage it. Don't, think that you're out there on your own. Everyone is so, especially in our industry, is just so helpful, and looking to share the love.
Yes.
Quite
don't
a lot.
do it on your own. Don't do it on your own.
Yeah. And once you get, then you can share the love back. Once you can do it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we've talked a lot today already about online rockstar visibility, but in addition to those that are going to be attending this year's conference, our virtual conference this April, what can they expect to learn in addition during your breakout session called How to Increase Your Online Visibility to Rockstar Status?
Yes. So if you guys have never heard me speak, I'm kind of like a show and tell kind of chick. And I walk you through literally like step by step on different ways to increase your visibility, but not only that, like what to do with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, once you have all this visibility, and that's what my clients come to me for, and they once they go through my program, they're like, oh my gosh, like it happens quickly. They're like, I just landed a client, I just landed a speaking gig, right? But it's not only, I'm going to throw down on not only how you can do this and increase your online visibility to rockstar status, but then what to do with it next. A lot of people are concentrating on, just marketing themselves on social media, posting just a post, live streaming just a live stream, and they don't really have a plan. There's really a plan in place. And I know that's not the sexiest topic that you could talk about when it comes to social media marketing, right? But it's my expertise and what I'm known for. So like I said, I create social media marketing plans. So I'm going to walk you through step by step on not only how to increase your online visibility, but how to actually meet your business goals. Like, why are you going live? Right? Yeah. Like, why are you writing that blog? Why are you going to spend, 2 hours on Canva creating all these designs? Right? I'm sure they're beautiful, but what are you going to do with them? And then, how are you going to get your ROI? So, so that's really the whole point of the presentation, is that I walk them through some ideas. I give them case studies on past my clients, and really, it's just my methodology of simplifying. Say it with me. Yeah. Simplifying.
Simple is better. Don't overcomplicate things, people.
Oh my gosh, right? Because it can be like you can. Myself, guilty. Yeah. I've overcomplicated social media marketing. I've overthought it. I've gotten in my head.
I've down the rabbit hole, and you're like, well, I don't even know how I got here.
Oh my, right? Like you're like researching, like who knows where you end up, like, and then TikTok for like 3 hours, whatever.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Well, I took that app off my phone. It was evil. I couldn't sleep. I made the worst mistake ever. I couldn't sleep last night.
My fiance makes fun of me all the time, but I'm like, it's so funny. But then I've actually started following some very inspirational people recently in regards to like empowerment and your career and things. And I'm like, I'm starting to find this other side. But yes, especially in the beginning, it was just dogs and dances, whatever. There's still dogs and dances, but now I'm starting to find more of a purpose.
Yes. Oh my God.
As bad when I get lost down the TikTok.
There is a TikTok hole, man. I remember one night where I couldn't sleep, and like an idiot, I grabbed my phone. It was probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. I blinked, and it was 3:30 in the morning. And
it can happen like that, like nothing.
I'm like, what? So I did. I took it off my phone. I'm like, I can't do this right now. I don't
blame you. I honestly don't blame you.
So that presentation is really just to help you, like it's a step-by-step on creating a social media marketing plan. Yes, I go through ways on how to increase your online visibility, but really the bottom line is like, how do you land clients using social media? How do you, sell to your customers and things like that? So that's what I'm going to be covering step-by-step in my presentation.
Fantastic. Awesome. So you guys are definitely going to want to check out Vanessa's presentation and figure out your plan to both achieve and maintain your rockstar visibility status.
Yes, ma'am.
So who should attend your session? Because we have 14 live sessions and over 70 on-demand sessions. So attendees get access, if you buy the basic or the ultimate ticket, you get access to all of those sessions, but that's a lot of content. It can be a little overwhelming. There's just so many good submissions this year.
Yeah.
But, so when they're trying to build their schedule, how will they know if this is the session for them to kind of add to the top of their list?
Yeah. So my target audience tends to be women entrepreneurs. When I first started, it was small business owners. I do have some male clients, but they tend to be women entrepreneurs because I tell my story. And so I remember a presentation of how I got started as a social media marketing consultant. And when I did that, just like 2 years ago, when I added it in my presentation, the floodgates opened and was just connected to, single mompreneur. Yeah. I'm a single mom. I started my business when I was pregnant. And so it just, that's the audience that was attracted to me. They're like, well, if Vanessa can do it, I can do it. And I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
hell yes, you absolutely can. Right. It's
Yeah.
work. I'm like, oh, it's work, but
Doesn't happen overnight,
yeah,
but it's
but
worth
if you
it.
love it, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it tends to be women entrepreneurs, singlepreneurs. But I do work with small businesses, and I have, I work with corporations. I train them on social media marketing too. So, but for this presentation, I think it would best suit, the entrepreneurs, and the singlepreneurs.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Oh.
So I don't know if you've had a chance to check out the website, but we did launch the schedule last week.
Yeah.
So for the live and on-demand sessions, so you guys can now see all the speakers and all the content that is coming with MDMC 21. Is there anyone in particular you're excited to either watch live or watch their on-demand session?
Yeah. So I did. I went to the website this morning.
I was so bad. I'm like, sometimes I know I can catch people off guard.
Yes. No. So I prepare, girl. I come ready. I'm like, this is my favorite year, I think, at MDMC.
I was actually thinking about that.
I don't think I was prepared last year.
All right, I go slow.
Yeah, as we were getting ready for this show, I was telling Brianna, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was the first one to kick off.
Yeah.
MDMC. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, sweet. Let's get this party started. And then as I was getting ready this morning, I'm like, I think I was the last one to be interviewed last year.
Last year was a blur as we switched from in person to digital. I'm like, I don't even know what happened for like a month and a half.
Yes, but I forgot to sign up, or I signed up late, and so I got the last spot. And so this year, I forgot again or whatnot. And then when I signed up, I was like, oh, okay, sweet, there's still a spot. I was like surprised, and then I'm like, wow, that's really early. I go, way to go, Vanessa. But that's all right. That's all
right. We got time for everybody to watch it, put it on the side, put it on YouTube. It's all good.
So I had a chance to look at the website this morning, and man, there are so many great sessions to choose from. I was like, holy cow. So my always go-to is my girl Lou, Stephanie Lou, for Lights Camera Line.
Of course.
Right. I'm a live streamer, so I'm always going to her to see, what's up, different tips and things like that when it comes to live streaming, for sure. And then I also saw another one that I thought was interesting. I wrote it down because I knew I would forget. The Art of Virtual Persuasion. I don't know who's presenting that, but
yes.
Yeah, that caught my eye. I'm like, okay, alrighty, I may catch you.
Thanks for everyone. There's a lot of sessions, so I can't remember every single one. Yeah. Let's see who is doing.
I should have gotten their
that
names.
One. Leilani Carver, Dr. Leilani Carver from Maryville University, actually.
Okay.
The Art of Virtual Persuasion, Effective Tactics for Zoom and Beyond. So yeah, I mean, the types of sessions this year, we really have, I think, a really good mix of content for, your on demand. And if you haven't checked out the schedule, make sure you do. And you can also see our live sessions, which super excited about some of the speakers we have coming in this year for live. For example, we were just talking about TikTok. So we actually have Greg Weingarten. He is the brand partnerships manager at TikTok. He will be kicking off the live sessions.
That's awesome.
So super excited about that. Also going to have Lynn Fox. Might sound familiar. She was in The Social Dilemma, if you have seen that on Netflix.
Yes.
So she'll be sharing some very interesting insights about human social marketing. So lots of sessions. I could literally probably just read them for an hour straight.
Did you watch The Social Dilemma?
I did. Yeah. I wasn't sure because I was like, well, I feel like I know a lot of, I know how the algorithm works. I'm sure obviously you do too. But I did find it fascinating. It sparked some very interesting discussions. Even knowing how those things work, it's still it's fascinating. how the impact on our culture and different things like that. So if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend watching it before Lynn speaks.
For sure. Yeah.
Because that'll be fun. That'll be really fun.
I watched it, and like you, I was like, I'm like, okay, I mean, I'm sure, you know, what they do with our data.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really want to know, but now we know, right?
No, and I know it's creepy, and I always can scare people when I tell them like how I know like how the ads algorithm works and things like that.
Yeah.
And anyone I've talked to that doesn't work in marketing who watches it is completely floored.
They're totally shocked.
Yeah,
I've had so many friends are like, did you know? And I'm like, well, yes.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, I did. Like the extent of it. No, it was kind of, you know, scary.
Still shocking.
Still shocking. But I love the fact that, like, at least at the end, they were like, you know, some things that we could do, like turn off the notifications. I did that a couple years ago when, you know, I just found myself, because we're addicted. We're
100%.
We're totally addicted, 100%. You know, to our phones. And so I have a 6-year-old and he doesn't have a phone. So maybe about 2-3 years ago, I turned off my notifications where I'm like, that's it. You know, like 6 p.m. to whatever is my attention on him, and, you know, things like that, and turning off the notifications. Because I was addicted to email. My name is Vanessa Cabrera. I was addicted to email.
I turned off the auto refresh. Like, it only pulls new ones when I go pull it. Because I was the same. I was literally like, you could not stop. And and the same, I did the notifications, so I don't get those anymore. Only when I log into the app. So I can only blame myself.
Yeah. I thought that was super helpful for them to at least drop some helpful tips after the information that they just, you know, laid out. But I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I thought they did a brilliant job with it. So I'm excited to hear the keynote about it.
Oh, fantastic. All right. That is all the questions I have today. I don't see any specific questions in the comments. But if you guys are watching this after the fact, because I know everybody's days are crazy, throw your questions in the comments. And Vanessa and I will make sure to keep an eye out for them. If you have not heard of MDMC, the Midwest Digital Marketing Conference, make sure to head over to our website, bestmarketingconference.com, and you can learn all about us and this year's conference, which takes place April 26th through the 29th. We have workshops, 14 live sessions, over 70 on-demand sessions. If you do the ultimate ticket, we're going to have a super fun VIP party with a Food Network star and some sharks from the aquarium, all kinds of crazy stuff this year. Nice. And you can even get your professional certificate from the conference as well. So if you head over to our tickets page, it breaks down everything that we're doing. So make sure again to head over there, and hopefully you can join me again next Tuesday for and every Tuesday as I sit down with awesome speakers such as Vanessa. Thank you so much for joining me for our very first episode.
Oh my gosh, thanks so much for having me. I always have a blast with you. It always goes by so quick.
I know. I'm like, how does it work? It's like TikTok. I guess it's just like all of a sudden it's 30 minutes later. Yes.
Well, hopefully I will see you soon, Brianna, in person. Hopefully we'll see you.
Yes. Hopefully MDMC 22.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. We're going to get there.
It's going to happen.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Vanessa. And thanks everybody for joining us. And I'll see you next week.